After the British Museum, we rushed over to St. Paul's Cathedral. The gardens are open to the public to enjoy, but we have to make our way to the west entrance to enter the cathedral for our 2 p.m. entrance time. Many St. Paul cathedrals stood at this spot, the last one destroyed in the Great Fire of London of 1666. The one standing today was designed by Sir Christopher Wren. We had wanted to sign up for the free cathedral floor and crypt tour. It's their more extensive cathedral tour covering the cathedral floor and crypt, as well as the geometric staircase and the choir, areas not usually open to visitors. However, their times were already booked, so instead we went with their free highlight tour. Originally supposed to be only 20 to 30 minutes, our fabulous tour guide spent almost an hour with us. We started at the west entrance. The doors are original and are 27 feet tall, made from oak. The font is also original and should always be by the doors. However, on some occasions, it is moved to the side. But one day, it was in its proper spot, and no one told the queen, so she entered and had to walk around it. She wasn't very happy. She also wasn't happy about the trumpets installed. Again, no one told her, and when she entered, they blasted and frightened her. In 2001 to 2004, they cleaned and restored St. Paul's Cathedral. Here they left one area, the original dirtiness, so you could kind of see how much the cleaning really helped. This cathedral was originally a consistory court in which cases of ecclesiastical law was heard. Dedicated in 1906 to St. Michael and St. George, its stalls feature banners of current knights and officers of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, the Wellington Monument, a monument to one of Britain's greatest soldiers and statesmen. Arthur, Duke of Wellington, sits in an arch between the nave and north aisle. Wellington died in 1852. These crosses were installed in 2014 and were only supposed to last till 2018 in honor of the 100 years since World War I. Many ask what the items are that stick out of the cross. They represent skyscrapers. Even though they didn't exist during World War I, there are still wars in recent times, like 9/11, so the crosses are still relevant today. During Victorian time, they installed these grates on the floors so people in the crypt could heat, cool, and warm the cathedral. However, it also made the cathedral quite dirty. Anytime the royal family comes, they cover these grates so the queen is never upskirted or get their heels stuck. During World War II, Winston Churchill announced that St. Paul's must be saved at all costs. It was an iconic building at the heart of London, and if destroyed, would hurt morale. St. Paul's Watch was created to keep an eye on the cathedral, making sure ladders, buckets of water, and hoses were at the ready for any disaster. During World War II, 2 bombs hit the cathedral, specifically Jesus' chapel. The third one didn't explode. They rebuilt it as a memorial to the sacrifice of the American servicemen who had died during the war while based in Britain. The 3 stained glass windows contain the state symbols of each American state. This is a statue of Samuel Johnson, who wrote the first English dictionary. For some reason, they decided to write his memorial in Latin. In 1860, the removal of the screen dividing the choir from the nave sparked a revival of interest in decorating the interior of the cathedral, which had been left deliberately plain. Adding mosaics, which Wren originally intended, would add needed color and warmth to the building. Before the cathedral closed for the day, Eric wanted to walk into the dome. He originally wanted to walk to the Whispering Gallery, which is 257 steps and looks the interior of the dome, so you can see inside the cathedral. However, that was currently closed, so you could only go to either the Stone Gallery, which was a view outside, so you can see a beautiful view from up there, or even further up, 528 steps from the gallery, which is the Golden Gallery, and that's at the very top. He did end up going to the Stone Gallery. He didn't go all the way up to the Golden Gallery, but he was slightly disappointed that the Whispering Gallery was closed. This is our tour guide, who is a volunteer. He was so much fun. He pointed out this memorial for American citizen William Meade Lindsley, and then this one for Robert Douglas Eaton, who died during 9/11. This is all located in the crypt, which is below the cathedral. Our next stop is Twinings. This is their flagship store, and it's the oldest tea shop in London. Thomas Twinings purchased Tom's Coffee House in 1706. After the Great Fire of London, the wealthy and aristocratic families were relocating to the west of the city walls and building new houses around the area of Dorfrux Court, where Tom's Coffee House was located. Competition between the 2,000 plus London coffee houses was stiff, so Thomas introduced fine quality tea as his point of difference. Despite the ridiculously high tax on tea, it was fast becoming a fashionable drink amongst the upper class ladies of London.
One of the things I find most fascinating. It's because it's a Latin shop.
And back here, they have the tea bar where you can sample daily selection of loose leaf teas and infusions. During our visit, they had the new loose leaf tea King's Coronation, as well as the cold infusion of the tea. We loved it so much we bought a tin, which was gorgeous. They also had hot Earl Grey, which is always a favorite, and an infusion with jasmine pearls. We had a few minutes to kill before our dinner reservations at the Old Bank of England for dinner, so we walked around King's College. This pub resides in the Old Law Courts branch of the previous Bank of England, which operated from 1888 to 1975. I love that these restaurants have cute little reserve signs for our tables. And here's the menu. For starters, we have olives and nuts, even nachos. They have some pub classics like ham and eggs, fish and chips, and hunter's chicken. They have various handcrafted pie options, or you can try one of their burgers and sandwiches. They even have pudding. They have various cocktails, and wines, beers, spirits, and soft drinks. And this is inside the Old Bank of England, which is like a restaurant bar. This is like super cozy over here with a fireplace. And there's cool like coins in our table. It definitely feels like someone's like office. Do you see those chairs over there? They're like barbershop chairs. Warm focaccia bread with extra virgin olive oil and balsamic.
This is only balsamic.
Oh, we didn't get olive oil?
Not yet.
Is it not mixed together?
Maybe it is.
And here we have a baby strawberry bolini. And I don't know what that's. Oh, that's Prosecco and Fragola, a sweet liquor distilled with baby strawberries. And you got a lager. How's the bread?
Pretty good.
It is really good. I mean, that's fair. It is really good though. And mashed peas.
Mushy peas.
And this is chicken with bacon and barbecue sauce and cheese and coleslaw and chips. Like, they really import this from Heinz. Oh no! There's one in London and there's one in Ireland. That's funny. And here we have a warm chocolate brownie with vanilla ice cream. Woo! So I just want to see what the fruit looks like.
I'll tell you. Don't tell you.
bathrooms. The stairs up to the bathrooms were very old school and full of photos. And I even took photos of the bathroom because it was super cute and very unlike anything you see in the US.
Okay, we're going into a deep jungle.
In the middle of England. Oh, that's cool. That's cute. Oh, you even have stairs to go upstairs. Oh, it has like the different
They
scenes.
have like slushy machine up there.
That's really cool. Yeah, I think you can rent this.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see. I thought she said you can exit out here, but I don't know how.
Yeah, it looks.
Okay, Middle Temple Hall. I like all their green spaces.
It smells so fresh back here.
It does.
So these are quartz.
Chambers. The Honorable Society of the Inner Temple. I have no idea what that means. The Lamb Building stood here built in 1667, destroyed by enemy action 11th of May 1941 during World War II. Hi, how you doing, buddy? I don't have anything for you. But you look so cute. Oh, he injured.
Really?
He looks injured. Oh, buddy.
Why is there a fox in the middle of London?
I don't know. But he's injured and I want to help him, but I have no idea how. So here's a map of the temple, the Honorable Societies of the Inner Temple and the Middle Temple. Don't know the difference between them. But yeah, there's a bunch of state offices. Bunch of stuff going on. I have no idea. I feel like
These are the people that supposedly rule the world.
I feel like I don't belong here. Maybe that's why there was a fox, because it was guarding the temple.
That guy did say it's private property.
Are you gonna go find your friend, buddy?
Are we sure that's not the same one?
Well, what? No, because the other one was limping.
Well, maybe it fixed itself.
Yeah. You said it, man.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Howdy, doers.
We just had a very long day in London. We went to St. Paul's Cathedral.
Yes.
So we were hoping to do not the highlights tour,
The
but
crypt tour.
it was something in the
Crypt
crypt
tour.
tour. There was a word in front of it.
Full crypt tour.
And we found out, we showed up at 2, we had a time ticket for 2, and we found out that all the tours were booked up for the day. And you don't have to pay for the tours, but like people, I guess, came early enough to like book up the tours for the rest of the day, or they had staffing issues.
You don't have to pay for the tours. I think we made a donation for the tickets. So you kind of have to pay, and then also you can donate more when you're there.
So we were kind of disappointed, but we got the highlight tour, and the highlight tour was supposed to be 20 to 30 minutes, but our tour guide ended up taking like close to an hour, which is no complaints. He even took us down to the crypt, which was awesome. We were under the impression that you could only go into the crypt if you had a tour, but you actually had to go through the crypt to exit. So that was really cool, like a nice surprise. So at the end of the day, it was super nice. Really recommend doing the tours because they are free. We did not do the audio tour, but a lot of people were doing that, and that's also included with your donation.
Yeah, the walk up to the top of the cathedral tower is also included. There's 3 different levels. There's I think it's called the Whispering Doors or Whispering Halls
Or gallery.
level, Whispering Gallery, which is closed when we went. That's the one where you can look inside and you can look down at the floor inside the cathedral. That was closed. That's what I thought was open. Missed out on that. So I walked up 400 steps or so just to see a great view of the city. Don't get me wrong, it's gorgeous, but we've already done that twice. So I was not the happiest camper when I walked all the way up there, saw a long line to keep going up, and I said, hell no, I'm going down. The crypt, in my opinion, was not as fascinating as I thought it would be. Yeah. There were one or two that I thought were pretty neat, but it was difficult to find something if I wanted to see it, because it's not easy to see what's actually there, especially because of walking on the floor. There's technically tombs that you're walking over, and the writing on them is so scratched out from people walking on it, you can't read what it is. The cathedral itself is gorgeous. Absolutely cannot explain. Easily, I think, the most magnificent church we've ever been in. These ceilings are probably 300 feet tall at the highest point, at least. It's been rebuilt 4 times.
Rebuilt 4 times. The entrance is 27 feet tall.
And weighs 3 tons.
Yeah.
Each, I think. Each side.
It's solid oak, original. Yeah, I'll talk later or at some point in this video about a bunch of facts that I learned from the tour guide. It was really fascinating.
It was magnificent, though. That was absolutely gorgeous. It's just awe-inspiring. Completely takes your breath away when you're in there.
Then after that, we went to Twinnings. Twinnings?
Yes, Twinnings Tea Company.
And that's tea that I drink back at home, so it was really cool to be able to go there. I'll have to look up. There is some history about the building. It's like a really old building. You can't tell that on the inside, but on the outside, you can like see it. They had some tea tastings from like the specialty of that day. We ended up getting a cool like coronation tea tin. We also got a London strain tea, and then we also got some like a King Coronation tin with some biscuits in it, so super excited to try that when we get home. We also did some little odd and end things that you'll see in this video that you really enjoyed going to.
Yeah, we did a few things that were on my list of run and do it real quick. So we went up to the branch of King's College. I think it's called Bush House. We might have to check that one. But it's like the Friendship to All Who Speak English gate, and that was really cool, as well as the Australia House and just King's College in general. It was neat to see some of the buildings, very historic buildings, in addition to the Royal Courts of London, and that was gorgeous building. I think some of the inspiration for like Harry Potter, it sounded like. Yeah. We met a very nice man who was leaving work, and he took probably 15 minutes even. It was a bit to tell us a little bit about just the area and the gate from Westminster into the city of London, and how there used to be gates that actually, surrounded the city of London to protect it. And he told us about the Temple Church, or Temple... Yeah, Temple Church. And how some of that worked, and just different places to go, different places to see. So we went up to King's Cross, or not King's Cross. I'm getting lost now. King's College. Went up to King's College, and then we walked back to the Bank of England, Old Bank of England, to get dinner.
What did you think of dinner? You said this was the best fish that you've had this time.
Yes, out of the 2 fish and chips I've had, this one was number 1. It was very good. The bread was really good too. We got a focaccia bread, focaccia, something like that. That was really good. I don't know. How was your food?
It was good. It was weird because it's just like chicken with
Sauce on it.
bacon and sauce and cheese, and it was really good, but it was weird. Like, it should have been a sandwich.
That's what
but
I
it was,
thought when I
yeah.
came out. It looked like it should have been a sandwich, but